So I started Fenwick Wine Cellars in 2010, January of 2010. I rented like a 1,600 square foot strip center in a strip mall down on Route 54 in Fenwick Island. Had a 6-year lease. Failed pretty miserably down there for the first so many years, but thought that the concept of a winery in the beach area could be very successful, so I reached out to SCORE, which is the Service Corps of Retired Executives, and they're a free service out of the Small Business Administration Office where they provide mentoring, counseling, consultation for small business or people that want to get in business. So I reached out, explained to them like what my problems were and what I thought we needed to do, and they came in and said, hey, look, you know, we think this can be a very successful business, but you have to do these 3 things. So they said, you know, change your location, get out of the strip plaza on Route 54, get out in the country, have a farm, vineyards, make it look like a winery. Change your name, get rid of Fenwick Wine Cellars because no one really knows what it is. Put the words vineyard and winery in your name. And then they said, quit your job and be here full time. So I was like, so you want me to go buy land, build a building, go into all this debt, and then quit the job that's paying all the bills? So we did it in phases, okay? So here we are. We opened here in November of 2016. Best thing we ever did was listen to those 3 points of advice and move out here to the farm. So it's just gone gangbusters ever since. So it was great advice. My origins, I'm a 4th generation grape grower. So I grew up on the shores of Lake Erie in a small town called Northeast, and my family has 200 acres of grapes, and we had 50 acres of fruit trees when I was growing up. We had cherries, peaches, apples, we had some plums, we had some pears. Who drove my family? Well, there's myself, my wife Jessica, my 11-year-old daughter Riley. My wife Jessica comes from a farm family as well. Her family has a couple hundred acres of milo and wheat out in western Kansas. So she grew up farming and knowing what it's like, where the weather and the crops kind of dictate your life, not anything else. So that was great because when I met her and we started dating and started getting serious and talking married, I knew that she understood what life was like. Like for instance, last night, Sunday night, I was out spraying grapes all night because we knew that it was going to be too hot to spray this week, and there's rain coming later in the week, and we were at our 10 to 14 day interval. So Sunday night, we got out and spray. So you miss dinner and you're out spraying, and she understands that. Her role here is very limited right now. She's a doctor, she has her own practice, so she's pretty busy, but she will be responsible and has been responsible for all the interior design. So all the colors, the finishes, she picked all that out. My daughter, who's 11, she doesn't like having a role because we make her work, and she doesn't like that. So we make her work out in the vineyard, like pulling leaves or tucking vines or suckering or pulling weeds. During harvest is when she likes it the most. She gets to sit in there and John Deere, have the macro bin on the front forks and follow us down the road as we're hand picking the grapes into our totes, and we dump them into her and then leapfrog the line, and she just gets to drive and listen to the radio all day in the air conditioning. So she loves that part. But she does labeling, she helps us bottle, but she's really looking forward to when she's old enough to actually be out in the tasting room and be in front of customers. That's what she wants to do. So we have 4 varieties currently that are in production. We have Merlot, we have Cabernet Sauvignon, we have Malbec, and Vermentino. So Vermentino is the only white variety we have. It's a northern Italian white wine, white grape, used for winemaking. So technology certainly helps. Technology, as you know, comes in many different forms, from a computer system, which we use to track all the pesticide applications and fertilizer applications. Then now you can get the app on your phone, so you can literally be in the spray shed at 10 o'clock at night and you just pull up your phone and you know what you have to spray. It's all there because you can set a work order up in advance. We use technology in the winemaking because we have a wine software that tracks everything that we do, every addition, every analysis, So we think of wine as a patient, like in the hospital, and we're the doctor, and that patient has a chart, and everything you do gets written down in the patient's chart, and then it follows it through its life from grapes all the way to when it goes into the bottle. The other things that technology does is, the mechanization part. The crusher distemmers are getting bigger, they're getting cleaner in how they handle the fruit, more gentle, so that helps the process. Presses are now all technologically advanced. When I was growing up as a kid, you had to open an air valve and you had to pump the air into the bladder manually with a valve. Now you set a computer program on a touchscreen and you walk away and your phone buzzes you and says, hey, the cycle's done, go empty the press. So you can be out in the vineyard picking.